Hello there, it's me, Bethany. Of course, I just had a sort of thing I want to talk about um, to maybe help people with the idea of why maybe you're having trouble manifesting. Now, I've gotten into this whole thought process lately with what the situation is. You may have noticed that I created a new subliminal about the gateway experience. And what that was all about was basically saying that we are all basically a a copy of the God consciousness in a sense. There is, in other words, one God consciousness copied over several billion or trillion individuals, or however you want to put it. And so we all essentially are God, essentially. I know that's a very anti-religious way of looking at it, and if you are into Christianity or any other set of religion, you would have some issue with that. But that's the best way to explain it. In being that we are that copy, we can tap into that power to manifest, but we have to believe that we have that power. So we have to let go of preconceived notions of what the universe is and what God is and all that kind of thing. And if you can't buy that you are a copy of God, at least know that you do cause everything in your entire life to transpire based on your actions or inactions. Every choice and every decision you make manifests into being a reality for you. And I think a great deal of how we do that is through our emotional responses. I was talking before about how we can control our emotions. And yes, I believe we can. I know some would beg to differ on that, but I believe we have complete control over how we react to something. Which brings me to the entire point of what I want to talk about. I wanted to do kind of like a presentation on this. So you're just kind of looking at my usual background there. So it's not extremely exciting to look at or anything. You know, believe me, I wanted to be more flashy about this, but I just figured just talk about it because I wanted to get myself to bed here in a minute. But so controlling emotions is a key factor towards getting this manifestation to work. Now, whatever you put in the work that you're doing with the manifestation, whether it be listening to subliminals, which is a common thing most people start out doing, and they believe the subliminal is enough to do it. They think the subliminal has the power, but remember, you have the power. The subliminal is a tool. If you're not using the tool correctly with the brain that you have, which is just physical matter, of which the crazy thing is, if the God consciousness thing is correct, everything around us, including our bodies, is holographic. And if you're a hologram within a holographic simulation, at least the body, how could you tell reality? Everything would seem real because you're within the simulation. You're within that. But your consciousness is not you. Right? No, your consciousness is you, but your body's not you. I got that backwards. Sorry. You're, you know, it's late at night. But I think most people were getting what I was trying to lay down there. So yes, your consciousness is you, and you exist as energy. The body is not you. And everything essentially around you is not real in the sense of the way you were thinking of it. It's malleable and it's changeable. When we shift to different realities, we do so through our consciousness. So I think people are really are really close to something there when they talk about that, but they don't weigh down the entire way this works. A lot of people talk about universe, like universe is going to send you signals that you're shifting. The universe will also test you, they say. I want you to really think right carefully about when you're in this manifestation uh, journey, what things often come up. You feel like you're being prevented from achieving your goals? Because I have. And it manifested in a way where I was trying to listen to my subliminals at work, and I was constantly getting interrupted, and it was triggering me. The universe will send us tests to see how we react. And it's about how we take these tests and how we react to them, whether we pass them. So by being irritated like I was when I kept getting interrupted and assigning meaning to that being interrupted as the universe trying to prevent me from achieving my goal, I should have took a positive spin on it and looked at it the way it was actually trying to do for me. He was trying to tell me, now is the time to rest this manifestation and trust it and let it simmer and let it happen. Stop trying to bring it about and just let it be. You could resume listening to your subliminal later at home during bed. But do not do this day and night. Do not go to work and listen to it. Focus on your work while you're there. Trust, basically. And then the other test the universe has been sending me, and I say universe because for lack of a better term, best way to explain it is it's basically whenever I dream, most of the time my dreams don't have anything to do with my target manifestation. Of course, we know what that is male to female. So what happens there normally is I start thinking about it, though, why don't I dream that I am what I should be, what I truly am in spirit? Why do I not see myself that way the great majority of the time? Does it mean that when I don't do this, that it's not working? Again, I'm assigning a meaning to that isn't there. You know, the correct answer is the universe is working on my problem. My spirit is working on my problem. My dreams are not representative of the progress. It's a best way the universe or my spirit can describe to me the status of that manifestation. But it doesn't speak exactly the same language I understand. It's trying to put it to me in a way I can understand. But dreams tend to be a metaphorical thing, so you're not going to get automatically the intended meaning, and maybe we're not supposed to stress over what the images are in the dream, or we're not supposed to think about the details. Maybe we're just supposed to say, the universe is working on it. I don't have to assign any meaning to this. I'm trusting the process, and I'm trusting that this weird dream I've had that did not seem to me to have anything to do with what I'm trying to do means no matter how it appears on the surface that things are progressing. Just having any weird dreams that don't seem to make sense usually is an indication that something's manifesting into being. So we don't have to question that or second guess it. If you take a positive attitude about every obstacle that comes your way, you'll find that those obstacles don't seem like obstacles anymore. And remember, we're talking about how we perceive reality. So if we stop seeing things as obstacles, there are no more obstacles. It's that simple. I know what you're saying. You're like, well, Bethany, yes, it's easy for you to say that, but I gotta actually do it. That's true. You actually have to do it. You have to take the action, at least this type of action. If you're going to do nothing else besides listen to the subliminals, it's to convert any negativity into positivity. And this is how you do it. Stop looking at whatever comes to you as a negative and take the positive as much as you possibly can. I'll tell you another one. I have the tendency when I'm driving to go the speed limit exactly. Oh, I know some people hate that. But I don't want a speeding ticket. I'm not in that great of a hurry. I respect some rule of law to a certain degree, right? Not to say I don't go like 5 over sometimes. It's hard to stay exactly on the right speed within city limits if you're not using like a cruise control. But on the highway, typically go cruise control, speed limit. I get over to the far right lane. I let people pass me. But in the past, and even very recently, at the recent past, I've gotten frustrated with the amount of people that would just come up behind me really fast and pass me, like going way over the speed limit. It just got to the point where it was like every single person was doing it. And it is one of those triggers for me because I feel like if I'm following the rules, other people should too. But I got to remember, it's like, what meaning am I assigning to this, right? The positive. We got to think about the positive. Positive thing is, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. These people outside of me, whether they be purely holographic projection or other copies of the God consciousness or whatever you want to call it, are doing their own thing, living their own experience. What they do does not have to affect my experience. It only does if I let it. So I need to let go of frustration that brings me and just focus on me. What am I doing right? What's making me feel good? That kind of thing. And what everyone else thinks and what everyone else does doesn't have to mean anything for me. And if it's going to mean anything for me, I can choose to assign a positive meaning to it. I can be positive about it. I could at least not let it bother me. So when you bring too much focus to something and you start worrying about it and you start being negative about it, that more than anything else can give you a halt in progress. And these are tests. If you keep failing the test, you're not going to pass it, obviously. You're not going to move forward. You're not going to move to the next grade. You can think of this kind of like a school, right? We're all in a school. We're trying to get to the next grade. And most people that have been brought to the subliminal community and learned about law of attraction, law of assumption, and manifestation, you are among a special elite group of people who have come to a spiritual growth point. But you won't pass the class if you don't learn the lesson you need to learn. You'll be held back. Whatever it is you're trying to manifest, most people on my channel are trying to manifest from my analytics a male to female change. But whatever it is you're trying to manifest, it's at a higher frequency. It vibrates at a higher frequency than your past self has been in. So in order to get there, you have to start thinking about how that future version of you is going to behave. They're vibrating at a higher frequency. They don't do the same things that you've done in the past. They don't have these attitudes and these reactions emotionally that are on a negative slant. They are in a positive mindset. So if you get yourself in a positive mindset, you'll be amazed about how fast the manifestation will come to you. And a part of that is to get yourself in the mood and the mode, rather. Well, mood and mode, because it's related, of telling yourself, I already have my manifestation coming true, or it is already true, however you want to phrase it. Because time is not linear, and it already is true. The only thing that gets in your way of seeing that is sticking to your old patterns of behavior and being the opposite of the person you're trying to be. You know who you truly are on the inside. All you gotta do is claim it and capture it and stop listening to outside perspectives. I know what I am. To all of you, I'm an outside perspective, but I'd like to think I'm a positive force on the outside. I'm telling you what you should be doing to make your dreams come true. I am a test of the universe to you. How are you going to respond to my message? Are you going to keep making excuses that you can't do it because it's hard? Or are you going to take control and realize that you have it? One step at a time, that's all it takes. Don't try to conquer the entire world at once, but pick on one of those things that trigger you and stop letting it trigger you. And really think really hard about all the things that are triggering you and eliminate them one by one. And meditate. I can't stress that enough. You need to meditate on it. You need to ask yourself, what is bothering me? What are the things that bother me? And tell yourself you're not going to let them bother you anymore. And if the key thing about that bothers you is you aren't in the right body, you have to let that go too. You have to realize, and then the way you do that, like I said, is to realize it's there for the taking. You just need to get out of your own way. And be that person, which is why people who embody the future self, because there really is no past, present, and future, it's all intermingled, but our concept as a linear being looks at it as past, present, future, but so that's, for a lack of a better term, those who embody the future self tend to be the ones who manifest the quickest because they're living at that end point where they already have it. So if you're wanting to be female, but you were born as a male, you have to embody being female as much as you possibly can, given the current version of reality. And sometimes it's all about, well, most of the time, it starts, well, all the time, actually. I don't want to stumble over that too much, but all the time it starts in your consciousness. It's how you perceive yourself. Stop perceiving yourself as a male. Start perceiving yourself as a female. Start behaving as a female. That's the quickest ticket there. And I'm not saying that you have to go about it that way. But if you want the quickest route to it, that's the most direct thing, is doing everything you can to embody it. When you change who you are from the inside, what's out of you must change too. Because the outer part of you is the holographic projection of what you truly are. So if you keep allowing the body that you currently see to dictate what you are on the inside, nothing's ever going to change. So if you can't start behaving as if it's already true, at least bring your mindset into knowing that it is happening. You are changing, and allow yourself to change. Stop holding yourself back. Being positive allows you to stop getting in your own way. Take all negativity as much as you possibly can and be the higher vibrational frequency being that you truly are. Allow yourself to graduate to the next level, to pass the class, to pass the test, to graduate. Don't hold yourself back, and don't be held back by yourself, because you're the only one that holds yourself back. No one else does. It's all about choice. Anyway, that's all I got for you. That's my spiritual learning. I gotta try to bring it into practice on my own, but I think I understand. It's like I've been given a cheat sheet on how to do it. Like the universe has brought me key to this understanding. And it really does seem very easy in concept. The execution is where we all get stuck in it. Like I said, if you keep telling yourself you can't do it, then you won't do it. tell yourself that you can do it or you are doing it. Fair to say that you are doing it, but baby steps if you must. The more you tell yourself you can do something, the more you do it. And actions speak louder than the words. Like you can tell yourself that you're, if you want to be female, for instance, and you want to make that manifestation, you keep saying you're female on loop in your mind as much as you want, either consciously or subconsciously. But if you don't take any action towards those words, if you don't take any steps at all, they're just words. The actions need to follow. And you don't have to, like I say, you don't have to go all in on it, but you have to do something. You have to start taking steps and do the steps that feel the best to you, the most right to you. Okay, so before I babble on any further, I'm going to end it here. I hope it was helpful for you. If you found it helpful, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, we want to support me, go on Patreon. I also have monetization on, if I could speak. Bethany, it's Nate. Monetization's been turned on, so there's a super chat option that we've got for chatting and future live streams. There's a membership option. You can give me a super thanks. There's a whole loads of things, including PayPal. So all optional, not required, but it's there. All right, love y'all. We'll see you next time.